All right. Welcome to our Wednesday night Business Builders Roundtable. I'm Melissa Edens, and I started with Young Living about 3 years ago as a kind of next step in my crunchy journey. I've been vegetarian since I was 13, and it just progressively gets worse, I think. It's hard to go back. Anyway, and it has been quite the journey, learning and sharing and being part of the Young Living community, and I hope that you're finding that it's an amazing place to be, just like I am. I really have had just a blast. So Heather Esty is usually with us as one of our other moderators and hosts of these calls, but she has had some family stuff going on. Her mom had surgery yesterday, so we're actually going to start a little something different for just a minute. For those of you who do regular prayer time or something like that, we had a couple of prayer needs in our team this week, so I'm going to ask for prayers for the Prather family and the Esty family. They both had some big events happening this week, as well as my own family. So maybe we'll let that grow a little bit in these calls as well here and there. Okay, we're going to also go into the specials and the promotions for the month of February. If you make a purchase of 190 PV, you're going to get a 15 milliliter bottle of wintergreen essential oil and a 5 milliliter patchouli. If you purchase 250 PV, you're going to get the patchouli and wintergreen plus 20 extra essential rewards points. And if you make a purchase of 300 PV, you're going to get the I Love Oils collection in addition to the wintergreen, the patchouli, and the essential rewards points. And the I Love Oils collection is a 5 milliliter bottle of Joy, a 15 milliliter bottle of Ylang Ylang, and a 5 milliliter Grapefruit Vitality essential oil. That's one of the newer ones with the white label. Same great oil, different label so that way they can have them both labeled topically and as a dietary supplement without going afoul of the FDA laws, which is just an amazing way for Young Living to do business for us. Now, if you make your order that qualifies for one of those three, 190, 250, or 300, as an ER, Essential Rewards order, then you're going to get a bonus oil of 15 milliliters of copaiba, which is just an amazing oil by itself, one that definitely stays on my shelf. Plus, oh my goodness, they always add so much to this that I've got to breathe in between. Plus, all month, 10% off of all premium starter kits except for the Rainstone diffuser. So that means your Ninja Red kits, your Thieves kit, any one of the other regular premium starter kits with the diffusers except for the Rainstone are 10% off. So the one that most people purchase has the Dewdrop diffuser. That one is $144 this month instead of the regular $160. So there's a couple of notes on that. It's good for all new and current members. So it doesn't matter if you're signing on and this is your first premium starter kit ever, or if you've been on for 10 years, you can still take advantage of this 10% bonus. And you cannot get a premium starter kit as part of an Essential Rewards order. So those are some things to keep in mind. One more promotion. Okay, so this week only, it really ends, it ends very soon. So keep an eye on the date for this. Shootron and also the 2 and 4 packs of Ninja Red are 10% off. And you can order those promotions as part of your Essential Rewards order where you might not have been able to otherwise. And I will try to double check on the date that is available while we're still on the call so that way I don't give you the wrong information. So I'm actually scrolling. Oh, and for you who are in Canada right now, if you purchase a 15 milliliter of the Northern Lights Black Spruce, that's the newest, one of the newer oils that we had released from conference this last year, then you will get a free 5 milliliter of the same during the month of February. So there's some awesome promotions going on even there. Okay, so February, 15th through 19th is when that Shootron and Ninja Red is on sale. So it goes all the way to Friday. So just something to keep in mind. So those are your promos for February and for this week especially. Now we're going to get to the nitty-gritty, our topic of the night, which is we're talking about getting referrals for new people to talk to. Now, That is such a daunting topic for so many people because it's not easy. It's not easy to say, hey, who do you know, because you don't want to feel pushy. Totally understand that. None of us do. None of us want to be part of the NFL No Friends Left Club, right? We want to have people look at us and say, I trust you, and I'm going to send people to you because your skills are valuable, your knowledge is valuable, and I think you're going to take care of my friend. That's the attitude that we want to go in with and that we want people to take away from their interactions with us. And so that's really a big deal. So that's why we are doing this particular topic tonight. And we're going to start with a brief discussion on the form method. Now, Dani Johnson talks about this. She's one of the big network marketing leaders. There's a couple of others that really talk this up. Now, form is an acronym. It stands for Family, Occupation, Recreation, and Motivation. Okay, and this concept is an essential concept to asking for referrals from people. And the reason for that is because it is what helps establish trust with the person that you're speaking with. And that trust needs to be established whether you're talking to a current member, so as part of a care call or something like that, or to a prospective member, or even to somebody who you've talked to and who's decided that it's really just not the right time or the right company or the right whatever for them. Somebody who's flat out said, no, thank you. It's really having that form in there is pretty important. So what does that mean? Family, occupation, recreation, motivation. That means that you want to begin your conversation not by talking about how great you are, how great your products are, or what your experience is, or how many people that you know that it's worked for. You want to start out by asking questions of that person, about them. People like to talk about themselves, right? They like to talk about their families. They like to brag about their children. And so if you ask them about their family and try to find one example, like when you're out in public and you see, I don't know, somebody's buying new baby clothes or diapers or something like this, then you can make a comment about, that either you have kids too and how many do you have and this sort of thing. Or you can say, I don't have any yet, but what's it like, to have X, Y, Z happen, or something like this. It's a great way to open conversation because people really do like to talk about their children. They really, really do. And you could keep that going forever, but you really don't want to have your opening in a store somewhere or just in passing to be long and drawn out for a half an hour. You want it to be fairly quick. So, but trying to establish these connections, asking about their family, asking about, so what do you do for your job? Do you enjoy that? How long have you been doing that? How is that? What are some details about that? And they'll open about, and then you go into recreation. What do you enjoy doing in your time off? And if they don't get any time off, that leads you back to occupation, trust me. But motivation, that one always confused me a little bit. But the bottom line behind motivation is what drives that person. What does the ideal life look like if money and time are not objects? If they didn't have to worry about making enough money, if they had enough time in the day to do anything they wanted to do, what does that life look like? So those are some things that if you establish and ask those questions first, and then at the end of that just brief interaction, because you can do that in like 5 or 10 minutes, just there in the grocery store line or, in passing in a park or whatever. So if you can establish that trust, though, then it gives you an opening not only to invite them to come and meet with you and to say, I hear you when you're saying that you have so little time to spend with your amazing family. Would you like to talk sometime about, an opportunity that might fit your needs? But the other thing is, when they feel like you are asking these questions because you really care about them, even if, like I said, even if they decide that it's not going to work for them, they will still trust that you have their interest in mind, and they're going to trust their friends and the people they care about with you more than they would if they felt like you were just out to get a buck. Okay? And especially if you're genuine. You can tell when somebody is genuine about it. You can tell if somebody's just trying to, to snow you, right? You can tell that. So can everybody else. Okay, so where are some places to get referrals? Well, you can certainly, the easiest one is from your existing team members. These are people who are already using your products. They already know that the products are amazing. They already know, in our case, that our essential oils are life-changing. So call them up, and don't make all your care calls a way to get referrals. But if you already have a care call line established from the very beginning, so within the first 5 days of them signing up, you have to wait. I'm sorry. Sorry, I got distracted by something. So if you call your new members, no matter how far down in your line, within the first 5 days, or reach out to them in some way and say, here's how you can contact me, here's how we can establish a working, relationship, tell me a little bit about yourself, and you get this kind of open conversation going from the very beginning, they're going to know that you care about them. And so again, they're going to feel more open to trusting you as an individual for bringing their friends to you for advice and for ideas and for thoughts, or for bringing new people into your organization beneath them, because they're going to be able to say, my upline or my friend so-and-so who is my mentor has been just an amazing resource of information for me. Okay, so that's first. So talk to your existing team and ask them, say, look, we're trying to reach some big goals this month. We're trying to help one another out. And I've had just an amazing time having you in our group. So I wanted to reach out to you and see who else do you know that might fit into our group along with you that we can talk to, because you want to bless them in the same way that you've been blessed by using our oils. So another idea is to establish alliances with other networkers. Now, what does that mean? That does not mean to go and skulk your other Young Living friends' websites and see, don't go skulk somebody's Facebook page and when, knowing that they're Young Living folks, and see that somebody has a need and jump in to fill it. Please don't do that. That breaks that trust right out, and it throws it out the window. So what you want to do, though, is talk to other people in other companies. So talk to your Scentsy friend, or and just get to know your Scentsy friend, or your 31 bags, or I don't know. There's so many. There's Tupperware. There's in our area, we have a wine company called Traveling Vineyard. There are jewelry companies. There's hundreds of network marketing companies, and a lot of areas have like these network marketing co-ops kind of, where you go and you have breakfast once a month or once a week, and you get to know one another and you get to hear about other companies. And when you see that they have somebody who has a need that you can fill, ask them to pass your business card around and let them know that you have a referral benefit, and you can give them like a little give them like a little $10 bottle of essential oil, like one of our new vitality oils or something like that, something that's easy for them to use, and you can say, hey, put a couple drops in your water or something like that they'll enjoy even without having to have a whole training thing. Okay, so that's a second way. Establish alliances with other network marketers, because they're going to be they're hoping that you're passing their name around too. So another place to look then in that same vein, look at people like your real estate agents, they have a storefront, they have a shop, an office building, but they still rely on referrals for 90% of their business. You always see they put up signs, we love referrals. Well, so do you. It's the same thing, and they don't make any kind of a big show about it. They're not embarrassed to say, hey, if you liked my service, please pass my name along. And that's kind of what you're doing too. So reach out to your local realtors and say, I have this product that I think would be amazing for your client base. either because, if you have a diffuser that they can use, or if they have a diffuser that their clients can use that can be put into the homes that they're trying to sell. Can you imagine how nice that would, put some peace and calming in there, or put some lavender. We have some of our blends that, some of the diffuser blends that a lot of us put together that make the house smell like baked pie or whatever. Those are amazing ways to get people relaxed in a house that they're looking at and to make it feel like home. And so that's a good way to talk to your realtors. But what about your barbers, your hairstylists, that sort of thing? When you're in there, you get your hair done, you get your services taken care of, you give them a tip, right? So how would it be if you offered to give them, $1 or, $5 or whatever for every one that is referred from them to you? Give them a stack of business cards. Put their name on, put their name on the back of them, so that when that business card comes back to you from somebody new, to go back to that barber or whoever and give them, a referral bonus. Always make sure to appreciate your referral person, all right? So if somebody gives you a referral, make sure you go back to them and say, hey, thank you so much for sending that person my way. I really appreciate that. Send them a little something. It doesn't have to be huge. It can be a little sample bottle. It can be a little roll-on. It can be, again, just, a couple of little of the sample sachets that we have, a $5 bill. It doesn't have to be a lot. Okay? So another idea, local churches and charities. Okay? Now this is a little bit different for Young Living because we really don't do a lot of retail customers within Young Living. And so we don't have the whole host program like a lot of direct sales companies do, where we can tell somebody, hey, if you host a party, then you'll get X amount for discounted or free or whatever. But they, just like with the other groups, they're looking for ways to reach out and raise money just like you are. So you can go in and you can say, look, for every person that is part of your group that decides to join me, if I do a presentation, for every person that signs up at that presentation, I'll give you and your organization, a percentage. And it doesn't have to be a huge percentage either. It can be just, 5 or 10% or whatever. And so those are some ideas for ways to look for referrals. Check my notes here. I always have notes. And we should all, whenever we're doing something like this, we should have some notes so we don't forget everything. Oh. Okay, so I think I've covered most of my list for today. But these are, getting referrals doesn't have to be hard. The point to all of this is getting referrals doesn't have to be hard. If you reach out to local businesses, if you reach out to the library, if you reach out to people that you know and they really feel like they can trust you, then they're going to be much more likely to open up to you. All right. Now here's one more bonus referral idea. And this one, I'll be honest, I haven't tried this one yet. I just got it off of this pretty good website. And basically, it really gets into making sure that, and again, it gets into that trust situation, make sure that you write notes down about each person that you're doing the referrals with, that you're trading referrals with, and then write a thank you note just for the fact that they've been willing to be part of your referral program. Keep them in your car. You can get lots and lots of referral notes and just keep them in the underneath your seat in your car or something like that, little thank you notes. So, and then you can tell people that most of your new members come by referral, and that you have a referral program. And again, just let people know, just like your real estate agents, we love referrals. We give back for referrals. We like to give back to the community because really our business is about community. It is about caring about people and sharing the information that you have and that you know. So that's where we're at with this, is what ways can we reach out to one another so that the people we're talking to feel safe and so that you don't feel like a sleazy salesperson. If you feel sleazy, they're gonna feel sleazy about you. And so that's not what our aim is. Our aim is to make it so that it's a mutually trusting relationship where you can benefit one another in some way without ruining the friendship that you have. So we are keeping within our 30-minute window that we usually try to stay with. And what I'm going to do right now, and last time that I did this, last time they opened up the call for discussion and that sort of thing, I actually stopped the recording, and then I regretted it later. So I'm going to leave the recording on. And if there's questions, great. And if there's no questions, that's okay too. So we're going to put this on question and answer. And if you have a question or if you have a suggestion that you would like to add to our talk tonight, then you can push *6 on your phone, and you can jump in to either ask questions about what I've said or to offer ideas that you yourself have tried or have considered or have read about in other areas and help benefit someone else. I always feel like I need hold music. This is awesome. I've done an amazing job. There's no questions. Woohoo! Either that or we have very shy attendees, and that could be too. That's okay, because we always get some questions and answers going on our forums where we post the recording for this. So I'll go over that information, and then and I'll still leave that Q&A open. So if you have questions, you can still ask, and then you can unmute yourself by dialing *6. So the recordings for our Business Builders Roundtables, we will post those on the event page itself for today, and also in the Business Builders Roundtable Facebook group. And if you're not part of that group, you can request to join on the event page, and I'll make sure that you get added. And finally, I also put these recordings on the, I have a playlist for them on my YouTube channel. And I'm pretty sure I try to make that under Essentially Curious About EssentialOils.com, or About Essential Oils, like I do for everything else, but that doesn't always show up for people, I don't think. So let me check and make sure that I have the right thing on there. Oh, good. Yep. So if you do a search for Essentially Curious About Essential Oils, then you will find my YouTube page, or rather you'll find several of my videos. But you can also look for, just do Melissa Edens, and you'll find my page on there. And like I said, we have a whole thing that is the Business Builders Roundtable. It's the Business Builders Roundtable playlist, where you can see all of the old ones that we've done up to now, and you can get from it what information works for you. So it doesn't seem like we have any questions for tonight, so I'm not going to sweat that. But look for the recording, and I am so, so happy that you came and joined me tonight, and I hope that you have received benefit from the thoughts that I had and from some of the things I've tried that have worked for me, remember form: family, occupation, recreation, motivation. Those things really do help to establish that level of trust, and it really is the basis, the bottom line. It gives you that stable basis for the people that you're talking to, so that you aren't the sleazy salesman and they feel trusting of you in giving you their friends' names and in telling their friends about you. If they feel like you care, if they know that you care, if you truly do care, then it's going to show. And that's how you're going to get people coming to you, not only to get questions answered, but to say, hey, I've got this friend that was asking about oils, and I thought of you right away. That's what you want to do. So thanks again for joining me tonight. We will be back next week. And next week, our roundtable discussion is going to be on how much to say and how much to keep silent. The topic title is Stop Talking Already. And if you haven't seen the link for that, make sure that you look for it. I'll put it in this week's event page so that you can see it and go ahead and go to it for next week. There is definitely a benefit to silence, and that's what we're going to talk about next week. So I look forward to seeing you then, or just talking with you then, and maybe eventually I'll get brave enough to put one of these on Periscope. Anyway, have a great evening, and I'm so glad you joined me.